Other yellow hat guy here, back with another video. And I'm excited. This has been one of those months where a lot of deals and sales have been going on. And it feels like it's Black Friday, where, all the businesses are after your money, at least as a tech person. That's how it feels. Lots of video games out. I got the Yoshi. You're looking at Mortal Kombat 11 coming out. There's that one game I can't pronounce that's made by Dark Souls, kind of like a ninja. You know what I'm talking about. Anywho, Nintendo came out with their own VR. Yes, no joke. So I got this a little while ago. I'm still in my work uniform. Long and short, this thing right here is Nintendo Labo, not to be confused with the other Labo that came out. I don't know anything about that other than it's cardboard. Now this is the same, made of cardboard material. Now, full disclosure, so you can click off of this if you're not interested. I'm not going to open this because I'm not 100% sold that I want to. But it was an impulse buy in the fact that I know how a lot of you guys on the internet do. You'll get these things, you'll go on eBay, somebody like me that's somewhat interested and want to check it out after seeing some other people play it, we won't get a chance to get it because you've jacked a $40 item up to like $200, $500. You've seen my Avengers video. You should know how this works by now. So long and short, I'm just going to go over some specs from off the box with you, and in a future video I may open it up. It reminds me of the Virtual Boy. If we want to just change angles real quick, there's my Virtual Boy on a camera mount 3D printed. It's got the same kind of setup. Thing is, I don't know how you mount this thing to your face. You see here the guy's got like the bazooka or whatever. It doesn't indicate that there's any straps on his head, at least from what I can tell. It looks like you've got to have some hand support to hold this thing in order for it to kind of stay on your face. So, some of these other Labos that you put together, they've got little mini games and stuff. Let's check the back of the box. They've got little mini games and things of that nature. So you see here, this guy can kind of just hold it like normal, like a normal controller. But, you're supposed to mount it to your face, kind of like you see here, to play some of these games. Now, some of these little games could be like shovelware, and I'm not with that. It's either going to be a hit or it's going to be a dud. You're going to get Nintendo. Sorry Nintendo, I love you guys. You saved my life. But you make software and it's supported by like 2 games, 3 games, and then after that we never hear from it. I'm afraid the Pokeball Plus may be like that, but we'll see. Continuing with that narrative, you got Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is supposed to be in full VR, and that was enough for me to say, let me go drop $40 because unlike the Sony VR, this is way cheaper, way affordable. But on the other hand, could it be just like the Dollar General, those Samsung kind of VRs, where it's not going to be superior or high-tech graphically, but it'll be a VR? That's what I expect. I mean, after all, this thing is pretty much cardboard. But the realization, that Nintendo has a VR is crazy because no one expected that from them, especially knowing that the Switch is not, 4K, but that leaves open the door for the Switch Pro. Could that be a 4K capable system? And the VR is here to kind of usher in a new age. We'll see. So let's look at the side here. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's telling you that there's a Toy-Con. So evidently when you put a Joy-Con in some of this cardboard, they're calling it Toy-Con. So you've got the goggles, you've got the blaster, there's that whole kit. Now there's supposed to be video showing how to do it. Evidently there's a bird and this gun. But, from what I see, I like it. And the GameStop I went to, they weren't even aware that these things were coming out. Honestly, I thought it came out yesterday, but no. Today was the day, and I had to remind them. They only had 2 in stock, so And that's GameStop. They typically short order certain things like amiibos, and especially if those things don't sell, right? You can't fault them for that. The initial Labo, they probably have dozens of them just sitting on the shelf somewhere, and nobody's really biting at them because it's cardboard. No one really understood what that is. But when you slap on VR, and it's a whole new Megillah, I can understand why people are excited for it, but two, people are somewhat skeptical, like myself. I can return it, but let me know what you think. Is this something that you're excited? Okay, they've got a blaster game, Kablasta, where you feed the hippos. Then these goggle games, they've got 64 mini games that you can customize in VR. Now, another thing that has me skeptical is putting this thing together. I'm not the most handy. If you can see some of these origami Marios, I don't know if I'm pointing right, Mario and Luigi I put together, and that took a while, but that's just tape, and this is, maybe I need a craftsman, maybe I need to take this to a Hobby Lobby or somewhere like that and get them to put it together, because the only other alternative is buying one put together on eBay or something like that. I don't know. But getting more into it, I really like it. This looks very amusing for children and big kids like myself. Maybe you watching, you might like this. They've got, several others on here. I don't know if you can see, but there's the camera. There's what they call the elephant. And then moving up, you've got what is that? The bird. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. The bird. So there's other ones that go along with this that you can purchase, but the base set right here is $40. So I'm looking forward to Breath of the Wild. I know Super Mario Odyssey is supposed to have a limited amount of content that's free. These are free DLCs, by the way. So to play Breath of the Wild in VR is almost like buying the game over again. But since I had it on the Wii U, this is a whole new experience for me on the Switch. And I mean, like, new, because the Switch was, graphically a better game for Breath of the Wild, but it's not like I got any additional content or a different type of gameplay per se. You could argue the Joy-Cons do this and motion control, but the gamepad, I was fine playing the game exclusively on that if I needed to. That out of the way, backing up again, what do you think? Is this something that interests you? Did I say enough here to maybe pique your interest? Let me know. I'm going to be checking out other videos online and seeing what people think. If I decide to open this, I will do a follow-up, because it's hard to capture footage for something like this without having like guerrilla style, recording. It's not going to really work. I may have to have my camera in the goggles and show you that way, but it's really not going to do justice, because you want to sit down and do like a full 360. So one more time, let me know what you think, if you're interested, if you're going to get this. Even if you're not interested, let me know in the comments. Some of you have been active on the comments on the last video or two that I made. Go check those out. Appreciate that, for better, for worse. I'll see you in the next video. Captain Sensation!